and I'm here with my daughter, who's 7, and what are we making?
Charcoal!
Charcoal! So the first thing is, we've selected our twigs. They're all completely, are they dry or wet, Gwyneth?
Dry.
Completely and utterly dry. So they're not picked off any trees or they're not from fresh cuttings, they have to be bone dry. And a good way of telling if it's bone dry is when you snap it, it makes a good crack and it snaps. It doesn't tear, it doesn't bend. You know, so make sure these are twigs that have been lying around in your garden or in the park for a good amount of time. I've cut them to a similar length to fit in the fire bowl we've got going at the moment.
Called Kral.
Called Kral. It's an outdoor fire bowl. It's in our back garden, so it's all completely safe. As I say, please do visit the Hampshire and Isle of Wight Fire and Rescue Service website for fire safety guidelines before you do this. Now we've got a range of sizes. We've got some really quite thick ones and some very thin ones. Some of the very thin ones, like this one, might not make the process. It might just turn into very soft and crumble away. We don't know, it's all part of the fun. We've also got a range of different woods, from hazel, there's some willow in there. What else we got, can you remember? I think there's a bit of buddleia, which will be interesting. That was a buddleia. So we'll see what happens. So we're going to gather all those up together. Nice bundle. Bring in our tin foil. And it goes into the middle of the foil and just gets wrapped up. Bundled as tightly as you can. And you can see I use quite a lot of tin foil for that small amount of twigs. It needs to be quite thick so that the fire doesn't just burn and melt away the aluminium foil. And you need to squeeze out as much air as you can without actually cracking the foil. You don't want the twigs to poke through. So just do it carefully. I tend to gather it like a cracker and then fold down the sides. Make a nice package.
That
and that,
like a bone.
It looks like a bone. And that is the next stage, ready for the fire. And of course you need to let your fire completely burn out to the embers, and then I'll show you what we do next. Okay, so here we have our fireball, which we burnt nice and hot, didn't we? And we've let it go out, and we've got some lovely hot coals in this area here. Got my piece of foil, which has the twigs nice and securely wrapped in. We're going to place that in there. And basically, you want to get it covered with as many of the hot coals as possible. So really bury it in there. Ours is quite a small fireball, so I'm just having to work carefully. Thankfully we're in a very good area to make a fire, in a nice clearing. It's all safe. Let's cover it up, put it to bed.
Bedtime, little fire.
And make sure you get it covered in nice
Bedding.
nice bedding, a nice amount of hot coals. And obviously that's going to remain very hot for a very long period of time. So you do not touch it until you are absolutely certain the hot coals are gone out and cool. And even then, please do use tongs and things, or a fire shovel to retrieve it. And we're going to leave ours in overnight. Hopefully it's not going to rain. Hope not, because
Leave it under a shelter anyway.
we could, couldn't we? There we go. It's all covered up.
Oh.
And we just leave that now to
Bedtime, little fire.
to charcoal away. So this is it's probably about 2:30 in the afternoon, and I will check that again in the morning. Yeah, tomorrow morning, and we'll see what we have. Hello, and we're back to more charcoal making. This time I'm inside with a wood burning stove. This is our wood burning stove. We use it every single day pretty much, unless it's summer. And inside, if you have a wood burning stove or even an open fire, you can see that's incredibly hot in there. I've burnt it really hot and strong, so all the vents are open, and there's a lovely bed of embers. I've got a heat-proof glove I'm wearing here. Obviously use tongs, please don't just stick your hand in in the fire with the embers. It is incredibly hot. I'm using my sort of shovel to make a nice bed in the middle there. And this is where the charcoal's going. And obviously it goes without saying, you know, all of this needs to be done with an adult, as it said in the journal. And again, please do check out the Hampshire and Isle of Wight Fire and Rescue Services webpage, which is in the journal, to see fire safety guidelines, because that does also include inside. You need to be incredibly careful. I mean, that is super hot. It's lovely. So I've got my package here. It's going in, properly in. Again, it's a heat-proof glove. So if not, use tongs, anything similar matter like that. You don't want to be sticking your hand anywhere near these embers or hot coals. And this is a wood burning indoor stove, so this is all the coals from a wood fire, just made for this purpose. What I'm going to do now, that's going to be left as is, and the next time we'll fire Yotl, we call him, will be tomorrow morning, in which case I will don my glove and dig out those charcoals. It will be interesting to see with the difference between the outdoor fire I made and this indoor one, because this one is significantly hotter. So we'll see what happens. Close them up. Air vent gets closed, so it's all keeping its heat in there, and the charcoal's charcoaling. See you in the morning. Morning, and we're back here. Back with Yotl, our wood burning stove. Everything's cooled down completely now. It's been left overnight. Just in case, I'm still going to use tongs or protection. And there's our little charcoal bundle. Very exciting. That's handleable. It's not hot, slightly warm. Let's have a look what we've got. Let's just take all the foil off. Obviously, the more you get to the middle, just be careful. I can feel this is not hot, but please do so with an adult, please make sure. There we go. Woo! Charcoal. I'm just going to pop this on top of there. If you can see, how beautiful is that? Got a piece of white paper, you can see how beautiful is that. So there's some thick ones, thinner ones, some of the really thin ones have broken up a little bit. We half expected that. Let's see how it draws. Let's have a go. Okay. Oh, it's beautiful. It's so smooth. So you've also got your lovely, look at that. You've got your journals to do some testing out on this. And what you can do as well, you start rubbing out areas in black, like that, so you can get some different contrasts. That's so cool. And then you've got the really chunky ones. Oh, that's so amazing. You start smudging it like smoke. It's really nice to use the rubber because you can get some really nice rubbed away marks. So that one worked really well. That was the wood burner. Brilliant. Right, outside to check the one in the little fire pit. Okay, so we're in the glass house because I had to bring in the fire pit inside because it was starting to rain last night, but it's now completely cooled down. And move it across slightly. There we go. Completely cooled down. The embers are in there. I've already tested if this is cool, so doesn't matter. Where's the charcoal? It's somewhere in here. It's already completely cool. Now I'm not convinced I got my fire hot enough, so we'll have a look. The status of our charcoal. As I say, I'm not sure I got it hot enough. Let's have a look. I'll move this out of the way now. Again, please do check your fire. Make sure it is cool before going in there and handling it. Yeah, because this package still feels quite cold. So we'll see. And it's just it's a lesson. You need to make sure your fire was hot enough. Barbecues are great because they do get hot, especially after cooking. And so are indoor stoves. Yeah, so you can see it wasn't quite hot enough. And that's fine, it's not a problem. Make a fire hotter next time. So our twigs have started to charcoal. You can see they've started to go. But I just need to make a hotter fire. The wood burning stove worked great because now you saw this hot coals. So that's the state you need to get to with your barbecue or your outdoor fire. At the end of a campfire in your garden, end of a barbecue in the garden, just cover it with all those hot coals and you should get that beautiful charcoal. Absolutely brilliant though. The two girls are drawing inside with their other charcoal and I'm going to give this one another go. Have fun, enjoy, and enjoy drawing with that charcoal when you make it.